nature questions.
Okay.
Round 2. I'm trying to, like, I know I said we wouldn't look at them, but ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh, what are the best and worst parts of human nature? Ooh. Oh. Laziness.
I want.
You're the bane of human.
I want you to go first on this one.
Right, hang on. I need to look at that question because I have a very
thoroughly take it in.
Thoroughly analyze it with my sexy legs on display. What are the best and worst parts of human nature? Best parts, their minds, their ability to analyze situations and come up with the most extraordinary answer to things. I remember Will Smith said in an interview once, he said, why would you want to be realistic?
Yeah.
He says, being realistic isn't useful to anybody. He says, it was once realistic to walk into a room, flick on a switch, and the light comes on straight away. He says, that was once realistic. So if I go with that idea, the best part is their ability to come up with new and interesting ways to do things.
Yeah.
And their ability to look beyond
I would agree.
what they think is possible. The ability to look beyond what they think is possible.
Yeah.
So it's possible for anyone to become rich, but only some people will actually go along with that idea.
Yeah.
It's like a thought pattern that they have to follow. So there's some people that think it's possible to do. If you think it's possible to do something, it pretty much is. Like, it's possible for you to run outside right now and kill somebody. It's possible for you to nick a car, but it's also possible for you to do some good things.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you can think it, it can happen.
Yeah, basically.
in the simplest of ways.
In the simplest of ways. So I would say the best part of human nature is the ability to look at what's possible rather than what's not possible, and focus on the positive possibles than on the naughty negatives, shall we say.
Oh, wow.
As for the worst, their ego.
Yes.
I reckon, because ego plays a large part in life in general. Yeah. Like, I've said this before, there's always the authentic part, and then there's the ego in front. And a lot of people live through the ego and they feed it and they defend it.
Relating back to the previous question, ego can also hold people back as well.
Yes.
That's one of the things that can hold people back.
Yep. My microphone's covered by mine. But yeah, so like the ego, although it's good in some ways, I think it's primarily 60-40 split between good and bad.
Okay.
The ego does hold people back, and it does stop them from being fully real and fully, because if you're always acting, it tires you out.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're always acting through an ego, it tires you out mentally and physically as well. Like, if you're having to put up a front constantly and feed this thing,
so
it's
much
going to
energy.
drain you.
Exactly.
And I think the more your ego, it holds you back from realizing who you are, being able to take a step back. Oh, fuck you. And like, fuck.
Nature. Human nature. What about actual nature?
Humans versus nature. Adam attacking a fly that attacks him. Yeah, so anyway, without that fly, because see the fly interrupted me now.
Yeah.
The ego will, like, it holds you back because you think that this is who you are. You think that the ego is an identity that you think you are. So, my ego could sit here and be like, we know the answers to everything. Just keep watching our videos, guys. Like, we know everything. Yeah. We'll fill it in. We'll keep you updated, right?
Yeah.
But that would be me speaking through ego. Be like, I know what's up.
Yeah.
I know what's up. But in all
probably
fairness,
approaching it with authenticity.
Yeah, but if I was being real and discarding what my ego says, I don't know it all. I pretty much know less than probably you do.
Yeah.
But does that mean that I shouldn't do this? No. If I let it go, if my ego is just constantly putting out this bullshit, if my ego made this content that was all ego based, it wouldn't get very far because people would sense that unrealness. But if I speak genuinely and authentically, then people relate with it more, and then it'll probably go higher.
For me, I noticed that a lot in, again, something I always come back to, but music. It's very, very clear, because you could tell. You see a singer or a band or a musician, the way they act, the kind of what they put out, the lyrics, the songs, how they are live in interviews. If you watch all of these things, you can tell if someone's being authentic.
Yeah.
And for me, I only relate to the authentic people. If I listen to a band or watch a band, I can tell they're not being authentic, that I pretty much just put them aside. I'm like, nah, that's not my thing.
You want to say like, same with actors as well. Like, you know, in like actors are always told to go into their feelings.
Yeah.
If they don't and they just try to act, it's false. But if they go into their feelings, it's so real and so powerful. That's
open up something deep within.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But your ego doesn't want you to do that, because then it's the identity that it is not.
Yeah.
I think
I would agree, especially with your first thing on like.
Well, you've got to answer this yourself. So
yeah.
You've got to answer this yourself.
So my turn now. So was again like,
what are the best and worst things of the human thing? What are the best and worst parts of human nature? There you go.
Human nature. I would agree with your first point on kind of the mind and the brain, because I find it incredibly interesting and mind-blowing, literally mind-blowing, that
Pun intended.
exactly what we can actually do. Like, you get people like Stephen Hawking's and like Bill Gates, etc. All these like ridiculously like just
intelligent bloke.
Yeah, like past the point of intelligence, and it really makes you think, like, how can the brain do that? But at the end of the day, the brain is the single most powerful thing. The mind is the single most powerful thing, and you can literally do anything you can and want to do with that, if you have the power and the needs necessary. So I would agree with the first point for that reason. What was your second point again? The worst is ego. I would agree with that, but I want to bring something different into it, and I'm trying to think of what I would kind of bring into that answer. Someone else.
From knowing you the most, people, the thing that annoys you most about people is people that don't take the time to think.
Yeah.
That don't have that ability to think beyond what's in front of them.
Surface level thinking.
Exactly.
Again, actually, that's a good point. That's a really good point, because relating back to the previous thing I just said, what I like about it is how powerful the mind is, how powerful the brain is.
And then you have the opposite.
And then you have the opposite with people that don't put that to use, and they can't perceive how powerful their mind actually is, so therefore they can't think past a certain level of thinking, which stops them from having a certain level of logic, which means that the way they approach things or answer things is just the total wrong way, in my opinion, basically. But
like stubborn people that are like, no, I'm right, and you're like, well, actually, maybe you're wrong. Do you want to rethink that? Maybe you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm right.
I struggle to understand how people are so stuck in their ways when it comes to situations like that. But I would round that off as my answer. Yeah.
That was a very long question. Probably looking back might not have been answered as perfectly as we can, but this is a new thing, so we're trying it out.
Exactly.